In the quiet corners of our wetlands, a secretive bird hides in plain sight. The common snipe, elusive, camouflaged, and often overlooked, is vanishing before we truly understand it.
This project aims to try and learn a bit more about some of those migratory patterns of our overwintering snipe here in the UK, learn about where they're going, learn about how long it takes them and some of the factors which influence their migrations. From that, we hope to be able to understand better ways of conserving them as a species.
Snipe have always been a really difficult species to work with, not just because they're really camouflaged, but also because they're really small. And that makes a big difference in terms of the tracking technology that we use. So we're limited by the size of the bird as to the size of the tag that is available. And for snipe, we're looking at a tag that's sort of 2 to 3 grams, and they've only just become available in the last couple of years. What we've seen is just the tip of the iceberg, and more donations will help us reveal more of the snipe secrets.
Yes, it's exciting times. We've been waiting for the technology, and finally it's small enough for us to tag snipe and follow their individual migrations. French researchers did start in France a couple of years ago, and they're getting fascinating tracks right out to Russia. The tags that we're using are even smaller, and we expect to get birds breeding in Iceland and visiting us in winter, and probably Scandinavia as well.
These tags are really the smallest tags available for this kind of study. We started with similar tags for the woodcock study maybe 10 years ago, and it's taken us that long before we've had them small enough for snipe. So they're just 2 grams, they're absolutely minuscule, and that means they have very little impact on the birds. It's not something that we could have done until now, and it's going to help us answer questions that previously there would be no way of answering.
This project aims to tag a subsample, and from that we're going to look at their migratory patterns, and from this we hope to be able to learn about some of the threats they may be facing in some of their breeding grounds and also in their wintering locations.
One of the things we want to do is look at where our British wintering birds originate from, and so to do that we're tagging snipe in 3 different locations, in Cornwall, in Ireland and in eastern Scotland, and tracing those back to their breeding sites. The idea being to understand what proportion of the birds that we tag originate from breeding populations here in Britain and Ireland. What we need is help buying equipment to help us track these snipe, particularly the tags, which are expensive. And it's really important to us to tag a large sample of snipe so that we can unpick all the different subtleties between snipe in the various places that we're tagging, and to distinguish between males, females, adults and juveniles. Any amount that you can give, however small, would really make a difference.
Every tag, every net, every journey to a tagging site costs money. Your donation can make this research possible and give snipe a fighting chance.